Approaching the rendezvous point outside Atari space.
Helm, bring us out of warp.
Dropping to impulse.
Ionic interference surging, Captain. Shield integrity holding.
We can take it.
We are at the correct coordinates to meet the shuttle.
Commander Rydek, find us our diplomat, if you will.
Aye, Captain. Let's reduce the noise. Filter out environmental signals. I can manually tune what's left for Federation signal types. I've located the shuttle.
Opening comms.
On screen.
Shuttle to Resolute. Shuttle to Resolute. Debris field. Lost maneuvering. Losing.
I can't get it any clearer. We won't get a transporter lock. It's just not happening.
Power up the tractor beam. We'll pull them directly into the docking bay.
Diaz, you good to run the tractor emitter?
Yes, sir.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Come on, Diaz. First thing, lock onto the shuttle and stabilize the rotation. We're pulling in debris. I'm on it. That's gonna take out the shuttle.
Here's the bridge. There's a large piece of debris headed for the shuttle. The tractor beam can't handle it.
Can our shields take it?
I believe so.
Commander Rydek, plot an intercept course.
On it. Here we go. Maneuvering thrusters bearing 53 Mark 17, 200 meters on an intercept course.
Maneuvering.
Got it.
Whoa! Someone's working hard on the bridge. We got the shuttlecraft on board.
Good job. We're on our way down to meet them.
Terra firma, so to speak.
Ambassador Spock. The captain will be right down to meet you, sir.
In that case, I will wait for him here.
That was a bumpy ride. Are you all right, sir?
There are some elements of space travel that I would prefer to have left in my youth, but I am at present unharmed by the ordeal. It appears I have you to thank for my safe arrival. Your assistance arrived not a moment too soon.
Well, it wasn't all me. I got some help from upstairs.
A bombastic approach to clearing debris. We thought we were prepared for our arrival in Hotari space, but it is evident my craft was not sufficiently robust for such intense ionic activity.
The storm has been pretty intense.
There was an element that was most unusual. Before you came to our aid, our maneuvering thrusters and impulse engines were rendered inoperable, so we attempted a short traversal at warp speed, only to find that we could not achieve warp at all, even though our diagnostics computer showed no faults or anomalies. What do you make of that? Our indications say that warp speed is possible.
This storm is one of the strangest phenomena we've ever encountered. It's disrupted other systems. Who knows what it might do to a warp drive?
Yes, it would seem further investigation is called for.
Take readings, run some additional diagnostic checks. We'll get to the bottom of this.
Quite logical. Petty Officer
Carter Diaz. Sir.
Thank you.
Ambassador Spock,
Excuse me.
I'm honored to have you aboard. I'd like to get right to it. We're already behind. Ambassador Spock, my senior staff. It's not every day that a captain gets to welcome a Starfleet legend.
You flatter me, Captain Solana. But legend implies the past tense, whereas I am very much focused on our present circumstances.
I didn't mean to suggest you were stuck in the past. You're right, Ambassador.
You are a legend, Ambassador. There's not an officer in Starfleet that doesn't know of your career.
I would never assume that to be the case.
We were hoping you could fill us in on the details. We got the basics from Starfleet. Two formerly peaceful neighbors are now on the brink of war.
Indeed, and the tension between them grows fiercer by the hour. Olivia and Hotari. The Lydians were the more advanced species. They made first contact with the Hotari over a century ago. This is Tau, the Hotari moon. It is rich in dilithium, and for decades, the Hotari and the Illydians have shared a mining operation there. The Illydians provide the technological resources, while the Hotari have served as a labor force. The stability of that arrangement was the source of their peace until recently. The Hotari have suddenly and forcefully seized control of the mining operations and expelled the Illydians from their system. That is the official story, as told by the Hotari when they requested Federation mediation. But the details remain scant. Communications between all parties have been limited by the ionic interference.
Have the Illydians retaliated against the Hotari, or taken any action against them?
Surprisingly, they have not yet responded in kind. They were open to a Federation presence, but it is unlikely the relatively primitive Qatari forces would stand a chance against the Illyrian fleet in open war. Left unchecked, this conflict will result in more bloodshed, which is what we are here to prevent.
And the dilithium trade hangs in the balance.
Clearly, the Hotari have been exploited in this relationship.
Maybe we can persuade them peace is the more profitable alternative for everyone. They both profited from the money. And for the Hatari, something is better than nothing.
The Hotari just won their independence. It's hard to believe they would give that up just for profit.
I agree. It would be exceedingly difficult to bring the Hotari to that position.
Neither the Illyrians or the Hotari are members of the Federation, so we can't make them do anything.
There is an additional complicating factor I should mention. In the past, the Federation has relied on the Illyrians as a source of dilithium.
That certainly changes things.
Federation sources its dilithium from a lot of places.
We could use that as leverage with the Illyrians. They'll want the Federation to continue buying from them.
There might be something to that, Commander.
Putting that on the table could make the Hotari more hostile.
Given the Federation's involvement in the Illyrian dilithium trade, Captain Solano and I must make every effort to appear neutral in these negotiations.
What worries me is if this whole thing unravels and we're at the mercy of the storm at less than full strength.
We can't let it come to that.
Considering what the Ion Storm has done to our ship and the Ambassador's shuttle, we have to assume the Illyrian fleet has had problems with it as well. This recent surge in the energy disturbance temporarily levels the playing field.
Commander Westbrook is correct. The energy anomalies around the Hotari systems have been noted in the past.
The field isn't level. We have the backing of the entire Federation. Either of these forces would be foolish to attack us. That's probably what the Illyrians thought too.
We are here because we are up to the task at hand.
All the more reason to learn as much about the energy anomaly while we can. We do not want to be caught at a disadvantage should the situation escalate. I trust we understand our circumstances.
We're operating on a strict timetable here. We're going to be leaving for the negotiations shortly. Commander Westbrook, I want you to leverage our systems to investigate the anomaly from here while we're gone.
Aye, Captain.
Thank you all.
Dismissed.
I want to speak to both of you privately.
Ambassador Spock, I'd like to make a formal introduction. My first officer, Commander Jara Ryder.
Commander, as you are aware, there are limits to what Captain Solano and I can do in our official capacity as representatives of the Federation. But someone in an unofficial capacity, the first officer, for example, would not be bound by those restrictions. Commander Ryder could ingratiate herself to certain parties behind the scenes, where they may be more candid in revealing information that could lead to a resolution.
She certainly goes her own way.
With all due respect, Ambassador, I'm not a trained diplomat.
That's exactly what we're going to leverage.
I began my time in Starfleet as a science officer, not as an ambassador. We must be adaptable in the line of duty.
Well, I hope Commander Ryder will have more luck finding out what really happened than we will through official diplomatic channels.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the Federation, and the prospects of peace can very well depend on it.
Mr. Diaz,
I understand you have already discussed the warp drive failure with Ambassador Spock.
I have.
It is imperative that the Ambassador's shuttle be flight ready. I need you both to ascertain the root cause of the system failures he encountered.
I'm surprised, Commander. I thought you would have wanted to work on Ambassador Spock's shuttle yourself.
I respect the Ambassador and his many accomplishments, but I do not derive any satisfaction from interacting with his shuttle as if it was somehow transubstantiated through its association with him, especially when I have the entirety of this starship to concern myself with.
The ambassador asked me to take a look, and I'm ready to crack this thing open.
Good. You could learn from Mr. Diaz's focus.
I'll take notes.
Then I will leave you to it. Make note of any abnormalities in your report. Carry on.
It seems like he's warming up to us.
Yeah.
Even Chobok has to look at that face and know you've earned some real respect. And I have to admit that I owe you one. You were right to make me go first. I don't know what I was thinking.
You've put me out of trouble how many times? Quality.
Okay. At the very least, maybe I can track down that bottle of Saurian brandy you're still on the hook for. But first, we have work to do.
Ready to go?
All set. Let's run the diagnostic. So, I know about your talk with Miranda.
You do?
She sent me a Priority 1 disc patch right after your conversation. I'm happy for you. Both of you.
Thanks.
But I'm only going to tell you this once. Don't screw this up. Because I would be very unhappy if you tried this out and then, I don't know, 6 weeks or 6 days later, I have to start splitting holidays between the two of you. All because things went south and you're not on speaking terms.
That's not gonna happen, okay? And why are you even going there? We haven't even gone on a date yet.
I just want you to know where I stand. And I like my friends and I like our group. I don't want to lose that. Is that thing done?
Yeah, it's wrapping up. Let's see. The relays along the primary EPS are blown. The backup relays are all intact.
An EPS overload from the warp drive could cause that. But how did the shuttle end up dead in the water?
Oh. Or maybe the ship's data recorder can tell us something. Here.
They were only about 8 minutes from their plotted warp point. No faults, just those warnings. What are they?
Subspace variance out of tolerance. What does that mean?
It means the main navigation array lost sight of space somehow.
Would the array going offline cause that?
Yes, but it should have also thrown a fault code.
The warp field became inverted suddenly.
I've seen this happen when the center warp coil cracks.
A cracked warp coil throws a fault code.
Still, we should take a look.
There was a complete warp cascade failure.
Well, they're lucky the shuttle didn't turn inside out.
Makes me think the computer panicked on the warp field equation.
Any one of these failures should have thrown a fault.
If it was caused by a system failure.
None of this caused the relays to blow. Roll forward to when that happened.
Yes, ma'am.
So here, they take a moment to get their bearings and they attempt to re-engage the warp drive.
There. That's the relays blowing.
And look, there's another warp system alert.
All the same. Subspace variance out of tolerance, or warp inversions. Finally, there's a complete warp cascade failure.
Then it's one of two things. Either a warp coil is cracked or the navigation array is offline.
That makes sense.
Divide and conquer. You want to check the warp coils or the navigation array? I'll check the other. Let's not overcomplicate this. One of these systems is likely broken.
I'll check the nacelles for a cracked coil. I checked every coil on the port nacelle for imbalances.
If any coil in either engine were cracked, I would have detected it. So,
Must be the navigation array.
Except it's not. Checked and double-checked.
Well, the readings don't lie.
Here comes the security detail for the way team. Hey. I'm back.
We're escorting the negotiating team to the surface as soon as they come down from the bridge. I don't want to interrupt some important work. I was just hoping to see you before I go. The captain and the others will be here in a minute now. Should be an interesting ride down to the surface.
Come on, I'm never too busy to make time for you.
That's not true.
No. But I am glad you came by.
No, that's more accurate.
I gotta be precise with you, huh?
hey, Laris, aren't these those button pushers you're always hanging out with?
And you're the phaser jockeys we always beat in for Reese's squares, right?
All aboard for Hotari.
That and another one of the captain's railroad things.
Gotta be. I just usually zone out by the time it gets to the whole steam engines where the warp drives their day part. Catch y'all later.
You don't want to miss your train.
I do have to go. Not gonna lie, I'd rather not leave right now.
Do me a favor. Come back safe.
Deal. You see me.
That's why to be eyes. If you could float back down to reality, we still have a ways to go. All right, where were we?
So the warp coils in the navigation array are fine, but the nav computer doesn't seem to think so.
I'm out of ideas short of field stripping the shuttle from bow to stern.
You want to take this out of the shuttle and throw it on the bench?
Oh, real hands-on maintenance. I like it. Okay, the nav computer is patched into the ship.
The ship's computer can double-check our work. If the shuttle's nav computer is putting out false data, we'll know it.
Let's run through the shuttle's logs again.
Running now. warp field inversion and the cascade failure. However, the Resolute computer doesn't show the same subspace variance.
We're in the same conditions that the shuttle was in when it failed. Why wouldn't the ship's computer get a matching result?
What if the subspace variance was a momentary occurrence?
It's a possibility, and it would explain why the simulation under our current sensor readings failed to reproduce the issue.
A subspace anomaly strong enough to cause a warp field collapse would leave graviton ripples for days.
Let's run with the momentary subspace variance theory for now. Roll forward to the shuttle's attempt to re-engage the warp drive. We need the conditions of space around the shuttle at the moment of warp failure.
Resuming simulation.
Error in warp field calculation. Cochrane formula variables incorrect. That will go. The shuttle sensor data from that moment.
Computer, why did the warp field calculation fail?
Warp field pressure return non-orthogonal. Results are undefined. That doesn't help.
Wait, what if we use a different ship?
The Resolute into the simulation instead of the shuttle.
Yeah, should work just fine. Unless... Computer, run the simulation with the Resolute.
Resolute simulated.
Computer, give me manual control on the warp power.
Static field intensity, warp 1.1. 1.2. Warp pressure is destabilizing. Error in warp field calculation. The warp drive has experienced a system-wide cascade failure. Warp field collapse. Subspace variance is out of tolerance. Cochrane formula results are undefined.
Bingo.
What else?
The same moment when the shuttle failed to warp, so did the ship. Whatever happened to the shuttle just happened to us. The Resolute will not sustain warp.
We can't leave Hotari space.
Ambassador Spock, Captain Solano, welcome to Hotari. We are honored you have come. My name is Hyros Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs.
The honor is ours. And this is Commander Jara Rydick, first officer aboard the USS Resolute. You'll find she has a keen mind.
We're honored to be here as representatives of the Federation.
I'm so glad.
These must be the representatives of the mighty Federation. The reigning authority in the galaxy. Or so we've been led to believe. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. But, either way, we're grateful you've made the time to come to our little corner of the universe.
And you are?
This is Galvin, and this is Sidron, the heroes of the revolt in the mines.
Let's hope this is the last time we ever have to come here. If you'll excuse me.
I think we're about to begin.
Did you hear the arrogance from that guy? You know what we're walking into here.
He certainly seems full of himself. No missing that. You could probably see it from orbit.
What a piece of work.
Remember, we are here at their invitation. We must remain deferential whenever possible.
Of course, but even that has its limits.
Ambassador Spock, welcome to Holtari Prime.
The honor is mine, Your Majesty.
That the Federation would send one of their most respected representatives is not only an honor to the Holtari people and their queen, but a recognition of our stature and the importance.
Let's get on with it, shall we? With all due respect to the Federation and their ambassador, they have no authority here. We are not members of their alliance. We are not subject to their rule. Nor you. We demand the immediate return of all mining operations to Elydian control, as it has been for centuries and will be for centuries more. That has always been our understanding.
That understanding has changed.
Then you invite war.
And if you cannot remain silent, you will be silent. This point is well taken. What is the Federation's interest in this matter? Perhaps you would have us trade one oppressor for another?
The Federation remains neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution of this conflict. We are here at your request, Your Majesty.
For now.
I get the sense she's cut from the same cloth as Jonathan. I thought they wanted us here.
Was there something you wanted to say, Captain?
Oh, no. My apologies.
And what about the Probiad?
She's not part
She can speak for herself, can't she? Then let her. Now then, one should know their place. What you might be somewhere else is not what you are here. Which is standing before a queen. And a queen deserves respect. A bow is not too much to ask. The Holtari Prime, part of the Holtari system.
My name is Commander Jara Ryder, Your Majesty. I prefer to be called by my name, not my species.
Then I suppose that makes us even. Commander Ryder. You are Kobion. Your people suffered brutal treatment at the hands of the Cardassians. Their injustice towards the Kobion is as unimaginable as it is unfair. Not unlike how we have been treated by the Elydians.
As much as they'd have you believe they are the victims here, remember it was the Holtari who attacked us. Hundreds of innocent Elydians were slaughtered without mercy in those mines.
The blood is on their hands, not ours.
Quiet! If after all the Kobion suffered, you finally had the chance to right that wrong, to get out from under their control, would you take, or would you negotiate peace?
If the opportunity presented itself, and I wish that it had, more than you can know, then I would right the wrong without hesitation. For the sake of the Kobliad, we suffered enough.
Of course you would. It would be foolish to do otherwise. The Federation is the most powerful, most advanced alliance in the galaxy. It's widely known we have an abundance of dilithium in our mines. And it's in your interest to secure a steady supply.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Ambassador Spock would have us believe you're here as a neutral party in the interest of peace. So why are you really here? I want the truth, not your Federation rhetoric.
As Ambassador Spock has said, we've come seeking a peaceful resolution to this conflict, and have no interest in your dilithium.
I'm not nearly as naive as you must think. The Federation has done business with the Elydians for decades, which makes me question your motives.
What they haven't said but cannot deny is a simple truth.
The dilithium trade would not and will no longer exist without a Lydian involvement.
We created it for the benefit of everyone, especially the Hotari. We've given them warp technology. We've let them share in the profits. We've made their lives infinitely better than before dilithium was discovered.
All of that goes away if the Federation turns a blind eye to their treachery.
That is enough of your lying. The Hotari are quite capable of running the mines. We've done so for centuries. So tell me, who deserves control of the dilithium trade and the mines on town? Who should the Federation recognize? The Hotari or the Lydians? Only be one or the other, not both.
If there can only be one, then it would be in the best interest of all involved if the Illyrians resumed operation of the mine.
And that is why we should not trust our fate to the Federation.
She speaks sense. You do well to listen to her. And you do well to hold your tongue.
We will take back our minds by any means necessary.
Then you will see more blood spilled.
I am more than willing to address your concerns, Your Majesty. Yours as well, Representative. But I suggest we could have a more productive conversation with a smaller group. Perhaps only the most essential representatives.
I would agree, Ambassador Spock. I think this is best left to those of us with more experience in diplomatic matters.
Spock and I will cover everything on the diplomatic front. You make nice with the locals and see if we can get some answers. We need to find out why the Hotari is so willing to risk war. What happened in his mind?
Commander, after hearing so much about the Federation's sense of fairness and justice, I was surprised that you sided with the Illyrians. In all honesty, I expected more, especially from someone like you.
The Illyrians lost not only hundreds of lives, but their very livelihood as well.
A livelihood created on the back of Hotari labor.
I assume you were there the day the mines were seized from the Illyrians.
Not seized, reclaimed, and restored to their rightful owners. Yes, I was there. We had to be decisive, before the Illyrians could even realize their worst nightmares upon them.
Did you have help from someone else?
Hotari stands alone against the Illyrian forces. We don't need help from anyone. They respect one thing above all else, and that is force. The greater the force, the more certain the outcome. Any talk of making peace is just that, and worth little without the strength to secure it. Which makes me wonder about your ship, the Resurgence. Undoubtedly the Federation's finest warship, ready to contend with anything the Illyrians might have in store. Or is that not true? Maybe I've misjudged it.
I wouldn't say state of the art.
But the Resolute is plenty capable and can hold its own against just about anything.
Let's hope so. Because at the moment, it's the only thing preventing them from wiping us off the map.
Sit on.
A pleasure meeting you, Commander. I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
Soothing. Commander Ryder, I have to admit, I was surprised when you said the Iridium should control the dilithium. I was under the assumption the Federation is neutral. I can assure you, we aren't on anyone's side. We are and will remain completely neutral. You have my word. I hope that's true for all of us. I saw you speaking with Sidron, a national hero. I'm curious, what did he say? He seems to be of the opinion that negotiating for peace is a waste of time. Because force is the only blunt instrument he understands. He's a miner, not a diplomat. For the first time in our history, the hard for him. See ourselves as strong instead of downtrodden. New voices risen up. New voices shouted down. Traveling Sidron, they were national heroes. They have a community. Better or worse. From any perspective. I get the sense you don't exactly trust them. I don't trust their instincts. It's leading us to war. My fear has been that the Iridians will launch an attack and crush us. We've seen ourselves admit that. They could have retaken the mines whenever they wanted to. That never happened. And as strange as this may sound, I almost say they're afraid. I don't know if they're afraid of. It's still the same bluster and bravado you expect from them. Because of what happened in the mines. Is it Galvin they're afraid of? It's entirely possible. But I don't know for sure. Whatever Galvin is doing in those mines is turning everything upside down. No one knows exactly what's happening. Since the day of the revolt, Galvin has seized control of the mines and restricted all access. No one's allowed without his personal authorization. They've taken over a section of the powers with just as much secrecy and security. I'm told it could be something they brought back from the mines. No inquiries, but everyone pretends it doesn't exist.
What do you think it is? I've heard rumors of some sort of ancient artifact, but I haven't seen it myself. How can you?
I'd better see what's happening. Do you think we can find out where they're hiding? I need to see proof of something before I can make my case to the Federation. I can try, but even if I found it, I might not know what's next. With this, we can use it to capture whatever we find and then send it to me. Thank you. I will let you know what I find. I look forward to meeting you again.
Sorry, I don't mean to bother you, but I couldn't help but notice you were speaking with the Hatari this whole time. I figured it might be useful if I offered another perspective.
Of course.
I have to say, I fully expected you to side with the Hatari, but obviously the Federation wants a steady supply of dilithium, something only we can offer. Without Bolivian involvement, there is no dilithium trade. Left to the Hatari, it would be nothing short of a disaster.
Of all my concerns, dilithium is not one of them. I could care less about securing a supply, now or in the future.
I'd be curious to know if the rest of the Federation shares your indifference. I'm Major Charlotte Arminta, Special Attaché of the Indian Armed Forces. Pleasure to meet you. I have my issues with the Hotari, but I have to give them some credit. They know how to seize an opportunity. Inciting an uprising on the same day as a massive once-in-a-lifetime ion storm.
Our assumption was that the storm was just an anomaly.
Yes, very convenient anomaly. At least that was what we were told. Of course, I wasn't there.
You sound skeptical.
Well, the official story is that it was the storm that enabled the revolt. How else do a bunch of unarmed, unorganized miners seize control of the entire moon, much less thousands of miles? I've talked to people who were there. They tell a different story. They say they're lucky to have escaped with their lives. It was more than just a storm. But somehow, the miners were able to harness the energy from the storm. I know it sounds crazy.
The energy readings we've seen are off the charts. There's no way they'd be able to somehow harness it. That sort of technology doesn't even exist.
I know. I felt the same way. But each person told the same story. If you'll excuse me, Commander Riker. Well, that was a disaster.
What happened?
The Hotari refused to concede anything, so the Illyrians stormed out.
The Hotari did not invite us here as peacekeepers. I hope your efforts will be more fruitful than ours.
Gravitational harmonics failing to resolve. Warp bubble stability degraded. Increase output to maximum.
Increasing warp output to maximum. It's happening again.
It is evident that presently the Resolute cannot achieve warp propulsion.
Since our diagnostics rule out any problems with our warp systems or anything about the ship, the problem appears to be the fabric of space itself.
Space itself? You're saying something about this region of space prevents warp travel?
Prevents it, or can't sustain it.
Can we slowboat it out of here at impulse speed?
It may come to that, but we don't know how far this warp dead zone extends. Captain Solano is on his way back for the negotiations, and I want to have some answers for him when he gets here.
Indeed. Given the facts at hand, we may be able to deploy subspace probes around the ship to construct a clear picture of the phenomenon.
Around the sun. I'll have a shot.
I'm setting up a waypoint at a distance roughly corresponding to the edge of our warp field. When we get there, I'll deploy the first probe.
The warp field collapse after the first probe is deployed.
Thank you, Mr. Chilbot. We'll be in position shortly.
And Mr. Diaz, do take care in piloting the shuttlecraft. Now is not the time to indulge in human penchant for joyriding.
Chilbot probably isn't such a fun guy to work for, huh?
I was trying to find a way to push the buttons. Yeah, I think you blasted me out of the airlock. That would help increase engine efficiency by 0.1%.
No, don't worry about it. Chilbot's opinion isn't the only one that matters. Last time I checked, I was still Chief Science Officer. And you made a hell of an impression on Ambassador Spock. I'm the one who should be worried with this new first officer on board. This is far enough. Transporting the first probe into position. Westbrook here. First probe is deployed.
Understood. We are reading it. We are about to replay the simulation.
Just can't get a handle on it. Remember Riker? He rejected my plan to use a deflector pulse against the storm surge. But the others, she did listen to my advice and used the whole polarity trick to get you through that excursion alone. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the New side. I'm sure she's a fine officer, even if we don't see eye to eye. But she didn't go through with the rest of us. You know that. And it's hard to figure out why she'd be the one so long chose instead of, well, like us.
I've heard some good things. You should at least give her a chance.
We'll take that under advisement.
Test is running. Warp field collapse. 3, 2, 1, on.
Oh. All right, that is definitely a problem with the fabric of space. We need to get another probe out there. With 2 points of data, the Resolute and the probe, we've managed to get an interference pattern. I'm setting a waypoint to a particularly strong area of interference. We'll deploy the second probe there. Listen, I'm going to give you a piece of advice I wish someone would give you. Make sure you never just one thing. Don't get so focused on what's in front of your face that you lose sight of the big picture. Before Ryder, the captain pulled me into his ready room and told me he didn't think I had the people skills to be first officer. That was a load of crap.
Oh, if you ask me, I think you're a good person. After all, here we are. Me, an enlisted officer, you and senior staff, talking like old buddies.
I should send Solana to talk to you.
Bring them on.
You sure you can handle him? You've got potential. You're a capable engineer. You're good in the field. Keep up the good work. Who knows? Solid jack of all departments like you could be commander-in-chief of Starfleet one day. Hell, Admiral Jellicoe started as a shuttle pilot.
I don't know. I'm pretty happy where I am.
He must be a glutton for punishment. Lieutenant Commander Chilbot has been known to take decades to warm up people. Close enough. Stop the engine. Pulling the probe. Westbrook to Commander Chobot. We're ready for another sampling of data.
Very good. Running the simulation again. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1. On.
There it is again.
I saw it. Seems to be the rest.
And what about the scans? Anything?
Here's the readings in relation to our local space. We've got the Resolute, the Prime, and the probes.
This interference is overloading the sensor buffers. We're gonna have to triangulate the sensor's name reading. We got something.
These markers indicate peaks in the gravimetric interference patterns.
Let's see if I can find some more. Hold up. This is coming from the moon.
Beam that blocks warp travel.
Aimed right at us.
Someone is doing this intentionally. I don't know how they're doing it.
How could they be doing this? We came here to help these people. And now we're getting hit by some warp-killing weapon?
Now, look here. Current readings of the ion storm.
These concentrations. They line up with the interference pattern. The storm. And this beam. They're coming from the same place.
Carter, whatever petty local conflict brought us here, is just a small part of something much bigger. Presently, we don't have an explanation for how they're doing this. One thing is clear. This is no fluke.
Thank you, Mr. Westbrook. I want a full briefing when I'm back on board. Toronto out.
A targeted weapon that inhibits warp travel. Coming from the moon tower. That would explain the difficulties my shuttle encountered. More importantly, the tenor of the Hatari during the negotiations. Here I thought the Illyrians would be the problem. Even peace talks and warships. This wasn't supposed to be so complicated.
You're right to be worried. If they're targeting the Resolute and we can't go to work, that effectively leaves us at their mercy.
Which puts us in a rather difficult position. Especially if they have more tricks up their sleeve.
Tyrus, the Hatari representative, said she thought they found something in the mines. Galvin and Sidron brought it back to the palace, but they're keeping it under tight security. She's going to investigate. I gave her my trail cable. I expect she'll contact us soon.
We found an ally. Why would Tyrus help us? Go behind her people's back?
She doesn't like the way Galvin and Sidron have been manipulating the situation. And the Queen. Working with us to go around them isn't the same as betraying her people.
That may be true.
She's certainly more likely to help than the other Hatari region.
That raises another question. Specifically, what do the other Hatari have to gain in bringing us here? Only to make us hostile maneuver against them. There must be some motivation. Unless they change their minds between when they ask and when we got here.
Sidron was very curious when we spoke outside the Queen's chamber. He wanted to know all about us, our ship, the Federation. He wasn't giving any answers. He was looking for them.
Well, I'm sure you didn't tell him too much. I don't think the Olympians know what's really down on that moon either.
Major Arminta said the revolt defied explanation, that the Hatari miners somehow harnessed the energy of the stain.
Harness the energy of the sport. Doing that is not even powerful.
So is a weapon that disrupts warp travel.
There have been civilizations and both past and present, far more technologically advanced than the Federation.
The Olympians and Hotari don't fall into that category.
But that is all the more reason to investigate further.
Commander Ryder, sorry to interrupt. Received an urgent call from Atari. Please advise that Tyrus is to speak.
Put her through.
I'm not supposed to leave my post.
It's only for a moment. I so appreciate your help.
Got it. Tyrus, if we needed to gain access to the mines on time, is it something you can help us with?
I suppose it would be easy.
Tyrus,
They can reconnect. Sorry, Captain. We've lost all contact.
We can only hope she escaped without harm.
Hard to tell.
I'm the one who got her into this. If something happens to her, it's my fault.
He's one of the Queen's closest advisors. That's what he's found. Assuming the Queen is part of it. Let's see the scans, whatever the hell that was.
Tyrus suspects this came from the mines on time.
It appears to be of ancient origin, but the markings are unfamiliar.
We can run a full analysis and get back to the residue. If this came from the mines, then it might be the key to how they got the upper hand against the Olympians.
Then we have to go into the mines.
The Federation would not allow that. We're, after all, supposed to be a neutral party in a peace negotiation. However, we could demonstrate that the Qatari have acted in bad faith, which would enable us to investigate the mines on Tau with full justification. But of course, we would need conclusive proof before taking action.
Whatever this artifact is may be proof enough, at least to satisfy the Federation.
Especially if we can show the Hatari is controlling the warp disruption and turning the Resurgence.
We may have a better understanding once we analyze the device. But a mission to the mines, covert or otherwise, is not out of the question. And I will handle the Federation.
As I was telling Carter, I want all the data I can get on this work process. And the negotiating team's shuttle has been reporting data all the way back from Hatari. Even better than our plans. So pull the sensor and engine access from the mail building when it sets down. Will do. I'll join you and Sovak down in engineering to run another analysis after the briefing.
I didn't like this warp problem and we thought it was some astronomical anomaly. We have a lot less now that we know someone is doing it to us. How does it work? What are you going to do about it?
So before this trips and find out.
Take some damage on the way. That ionic interference scored the hull plating. maybe some microwaves. Let's try pulling it.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
It won't budge. Gotta be storm damage. We need to... Welcome back. Any excitement down on the surface?
Excitement? No. Nothing like that.
Hey, can you hand me the EJ7 interlock from the toolbox?
I don't know what that is.
Not much use for one in a security detail, huh? Carter?
Yeah, I'll get it.
Okay, I'll apply pressure for you to pick up the pen.
Here, I'll help.
You got this.
Yeah.
Thanks for the hand. We have to get these isolinear chips down to engineer.
No problem. You really know everything about these ships, don't you? The tools, systems.
What can I say? I'm good at what I do.
I can see that.
Come on, start pulling chips.
What's this?
Formation?
Whoa. This substance is a quanti-spin crystallization of hydrogen, carbon, and lithium. It's emitting tetrametric pulses at an interval of 3.8422 seconds.
Quantized crystallization isn't now. I mean, it's only theoretical as a means to engineer matter on a subatomic level. What's it doing in there?
Wait. Regulation 364, subsection 9.
What?
Regulation 364, subsection 9 orders that in the case of an unknown foreign substance infiltrating a sealed system, it will be placed in secure confinement before further examination. Retrieve the containment module.
Don't you think we're more fit to deal with whatever this is?
No. Before anything else, this is a security issue. You don't even know what this is.
Which is why we need to study it.
Once it's contained.
This is another piece of the puzzle we're trying to put together. We should be investigating.
And you can. In the containment lab. But protocol is protocol. I can't make an exception just for you.
I'm still going to report these crystals to Commander Westbrook when we send the shuttle data.
And I will inform my superiors. I'm taking this just as seriously as you are. But I overheard talk about the warp disruption on the shuttle. Now these crystals? Maybe this situation is more than we can handle with just a science vessel. We could trigger a distress call, get Starfleet to send more ships, or I could send a message to my old CO on the Adirondack.
We're at the edge of the quadrant. Help isn't just gonna pop over like we're in Sector 001.
Wouldn't hurt to try.
You talk like you've never had your backs up against a wall before. This is Starfleet. We solve our own problems.
Okay, stand back. Get this to the containment lab. We'll get it set up for you. I'll let you know when it's safely confined.
Oh, we'll be there.
Last thing you want is to study this down in main engineering and have it explode next to the warp core. Almost forgot.
Can't have that.
For a second, I thought she'd gone cold on you. Like she might have changed her mind. But I guess this whole situation has her spooked. Maybe she knows more than us?
Well, of course she's taking it seriously, but that's her job. If she's on duty, she's got to be on the lookout for danger.
Yeah, but talking about sending a distress call on her own? That's going too far. She was probably just thinking out loud. I'm sure she'll come to her senses. This mission has enough complications stacking up.
We'll get through it. You, me, and Miranda too.
Commander Rydek was able to work behind the scenes during the negotiations.